2021, containing provisions necessary to incidental there too. Kevin, is there anything that we need to know?
We need to make the motion before.
Yeah. All right.
I move to approve order 0-15-2021, canvassing the returns and declaring the results of constitutional amendment special election held on November the 2nd of 2021 and containing provisions necessary and incidental thereof or thereto.
Motion made. Second, Commissioner Castleline. Yes, sir.
So I'd just like to add that it was a very uneventful election, which is good when it comes to elections. And for a constitutional amendment election, it was actually a very good turnout. We also had a majority of the county voting on election day.
What was the turnout?
I don't know that off the top of my head.
I think it was about 9+%.
It was about 9.17%, which
Okay.
was about a little over 1,600
Mhm.
voters. And a majority voted on election day, which is also surprising as well. Yep. Do you have any questions?
I have no questions, but I would like to mention, and thank you for this report. This was very encompassing, and it was interesting to see all of these statistics and numbers. But although as the entire state of Texas passed Proposition 2, which was for the county to have the opportunity to issue bonds, every single precinct in Aransas County voted against that. And I think that is something we need to remember when we're setting policy for the future.
Agreed.
All right. Motion made and seconded. All those in favor? Oh,
Aye.
wait a minute.
Aye.
Roll call.
Commissioner Kennedy.
Aye.
Commissioner Castleton.
Aye.
Mr. Russo.
Aye.
Mr. Lawler.
Aye.
Judge Mills.
Aye. Unanimous.
This is a nice report.
Make a motion to approve allowing the Aransas County Airport to host fly-in on Saturday, December the 11th, 2021, which will be open to the public, offer free admission and collect donations benefiting the Aransas County 4-H Club.
I second that.
Second, Commissioner Russo. Any discussion?
Mike, do you want to tell us a little bit about what's planned that day?
Sure. So, and just to remind everybody, this is a reissue of the original request back. I think it was in
July.
April.
July.
Was it July?
Well, that's when it was going to be.
Okay, but we had the flood, and so I called the judge or texted him and said, I think it's probably in everybody's best interest to go ahead and cancel. So we did. So that's all we're doing is bringing it back up again. We think that the weather's going to be nice enough in December still to allow for it. There's a lot of interest in it from outside of our community. That's what we're looking for, to try to bring in some tourism into our community, folks that ordinarily wouldn't come here. But yeah, it is going to benefit the 4-H. And that's part of a bigger project that I can get into later. But a lot of folks don't know this, but 4-H has an aviation component. They just don't have that in our community. So here it's cows and chickens and pigs, but in other places, 4-H does really well with their aviation. So that's part of kind of what we're trying to do is cultivate an aviation mindset for some of our younger kids. There's a lot of jobs that are going to be available in aviation in the very near future. A lot of that are available now. There's no sense in letting that opportunity slip past for our high schoolers when they graduate. So, but anyway, that's for me, that's the focus is the kids. So EAA, Experimental Aircraft Association, will be there on site. They sponsor rides for kids under 18. Any kid under 18 that shows up that day whose parents are willing to sign a waiver will be able to, their kid can get a ride on one of the flight school aircraft with a certified flight instructor and take a quick trip around the area. There'll be a World War II World War II Warbird, original T6 Texan selling rides. And then I think they have a Cessna 310 that's kind of painted in that scheme that'll be able to give rides for up to 3 people at a time. So I know the last time they were here, last year at the beginning of the pandemic, or kind of early on in the pandemic, it was a cold, nasty day. Last time we had a fly-in, that same crew were here and they sold out of rides. And we had a big turnout for a fly-in, given all those factors that you'd think would normally have been against us. So I think this time it's going to be, it'll be bigger than we had last time, a lot bigger, but I think we have the land for it. So Colin brought it up here on the map. The idea is in the yellow there, that'll be the parking lot, the primary parking area. Although we can continue out to the north of that if we need to. And that'll be the gate that's open to the public. So my volunteers and I, that's where we'll be primarily in that area, keeping folks from wandering off too far. And then all the red area is where we anticipate to park aircraft. However, if we need to, I can close the taxiway that's associated there, the thin strip of pavement that's just to the left of the red area. I could close that off if we need to and park aircraft there. Then if you go up to the north end of that taxiway, there's the little the bubble area there. That's a run-up area. That's enough room to put a couple of planes in a static display and still have wingtip clearance for anybody taking the active runway right there. So I think it'll be all right. And I think with 10 volunteers, we can make it happen. It'll be safe however we do it. But this again is just a baby step on the way to eventually bringing back the air show. And that's my goal with respect to bringing attention to our airport from outside of the area flyers.
Great. Sounds good.
I would like to recognize our new Airport Advisory Board member who's here today, Rick Smith. Thank you. Who was also very supportive when we discussed this at the meeting. Is that just a week ago, I think?
Is that right? About a week ago.
And the proposal had unanimous support from all of the board members. So that was exciting. And I think Mike and his group have learned some items from the last time, how to do the signage better. And it was a safe event last time. I think it'll be safer this time.
I agree. And so to that point, we had the flags at the wrong gate. So this time the flag, when people pass it, they may not want to stop and turn around. And so this time we'll have the flags at the right gate and we should get a lot more people just off the street. So
Yeah,
I'll let you know how it goes.
I just want to make one real quick comment. I appreciate Rick coming on and everything. On these appointed committees and things that the court takes care of appointing and everything. It's good for us to look at those every year or every couple of years. Because even though you had a good board before, these have brought some new ideas on it. I can already tell that it's kind of piqued some interest and things like that. And I think that's good.
I agree.
It really is.
Stagnation is gonna yield a stagnation. So it's good to turn it over, like you said, every couple of years. And maybe if we look at it, I think objectively, maybe 2 years is not a long enough term. So we might look at maybe increasing that to a 3-year because something as specific as the airport and as detail oriented as it tends to be out there.
Has a learning curve.
It's at about 2 years is where you're really hitting your stride. I know, I've seen that in the past anyway, but
Right.
so.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I want to congratulate the new members.
Yeah, me too. Thanks so much.
All right, any other discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Cheney,
Aye.
Commissioner Castro,
Aye.
Commissioner Russo,
Aye.
Commissioner Lava,
Aye.
President Smith.
Aye, unanimous. Any announcements or anything this morning? If not, do I have a motion? Motion to adjourn? I have a second.
Second.
Second. Roll call.
Commissioner Cheney,
Aye.
Commissioner Castro.
Aye.
Commissioner Russo. Aye. Commissioner Lava.
Aye.
President Smith.
Aye. 11 minutes.
Like
I like
mine,
it.
I think.